All right, so I do want to kind of explain how a coaster even works. I know I've kind of tried to explain it before, but just to kind of, while I'm on the bike, you can kind of understand it a little more. So I'll use this hand because I got the bad finger. So when you're level, you pop up, and right when you get to around balance point 10, 11 o'clock, as you're coming up, right when you get to that point, you pull in the clutch. Boom. So that's the way I do it. There's multiple ways to do it. You can get, you know, past 11, 12 and then pull in the clutch, but I like to do it on the way up. So on the way up, boom, you get to 10, 11, you pull in the clutch, you have your foot already ready on the brake, even kind of pressing it a little bit, and not a lot, you're just kind of barely resting your weight on it. And then as you pull in the clutch at 10, 11, you'll feel the bike go even further because the engine braking goes away. But with that, since there's so much less resistance because you have your clutch pulled in, you don't have to use as much brake. So you get to that coaster point, you pull in the clutch, and then, like, it's hard to tell in the video maybe, but try and watch my foot. I'm on a lot of those coasters, I'm just barely pressing the brake, and it works like, you know, once it gets to that 10, 11, you pull in the clutch, it goes back a little bit more. You can just keep it at, you know, 11 o'clock, 11:30, but if you let off the brake a little bit, it'll go a little further back. So you kind of have to stay in that zone, like finesse with the brake, because if you press the brake too hard when you're coastering, the bike comes down twice as fast as when you're on the throttle and you press the brake hard, you know, because there's no engine brake. You have no throttle to kind of pull yourself out. I mean, you can just let go of the clutch and throttle out too, but it's a lot of finesse with the brake. So, like, I've found that whenever I coaster, I'm using way less brake and way lighter brake. That's why it's kind of nice. But you just kind of, once you feel it the first couple times in that zone to coast, you can find this kind of like pocket, this angle pocket where, you know, you could be here and then pull in the clutch, coast to about here, press the brake a little bit, go back to here, let the brake off, coast back to here, put the brake a little bit more, go back to here, you know, and you can kind of like boom, boom, like stay in that little angled zone of where you can coast and be on the brake at the same time, if that makes sense. So I'll give you a little demonstration. I'll try to like stay in that angled zone and have it to where I'm like going back, 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 because that's how you learn to scrape eventually. Once you get that little pocket zone of braking with the clutch in, then you can just go back, 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 back until you feel it scrape, and then press the brake a little harder, let go of the brake, come back to this neutral zone, balance point, go back a little further, scrape. So that's how it works. So I'll show you. My foot is always on the brake. It's never coming off the brake. It's just the amount of pressure that I'm putting on it. So it's just a lot of finesse. Just so I can kind of show you and kind of try to commentate as best as I can. Okay, so first gear, second gear, third gear, pop it up. Barely on the brake. Let go of the brake a little bit, go back a little further, straight. kind of something that you can work with. The thing is, when I first started, I wish I would have learned the coasters first, because like the amount of control you have in a coaster compared to just like a power wheelie or just like a 12 o'clock wheelie